Imagine being a single mother, living in a tiny apartment, surviving on welfare, battling depression, and writing your dreams on scrap paper in coffee shops because you couldn't afford heating. That was J.K. Rowling. Broke, rejected 12 times, and told her book would never sell. But she held on to one thing, her imagination. And that imagination gave birth to Harry Potter, a story that changed her life and the world forever. This is not just a story about magic. It's a story about resilience, rejection, hope, and how one woman went from homeless to the world's first billionaire author. Today we will talk about From Homeless to Billionaire, J.K. Rowling's story. So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. 1. Introduction. A story that reads like fiction. J.K. Rowling's journey is one of the most inspirational rags-to-riches stories of the modern era. Before becoming the world's first billionaire author, she was a struggling single mother, living on government benefits, battling depression, and trying to survive. Her path was not just about writing a bestseller, it was about resilience, faith in her imagination, and an unshakable belief in storytelling. This is the story of how a woman with nothing but a pen, imagination, and relentless persistence built a literary empire. 2. Early life and childhood dreams. Joanna Kathleen Rowling was born on July 31, 1965, in Yate, England. Even as a child, she loved writing stories. At age 6, she wrote her first story about a rabbit named Rabbit and read it to her younger sister. By her teenage years, she filled notebooks with fantasy characters, spells, and imaginary worlds. She was always captivated by the idea of magic coexisting with the real world, a theme that would later define Harry Potter. 3. Academic struggles and literary aspirations. Rowling attended Wybian Comprehensive School, where she was described as shy, smart, and imaginative. She often struggled with mathematics and sports, but excelled in English and literature. A teacher once told her that she would be a successful author one day. However, Rowling lacked self-confidence and doubted her talent, even though writing came naturally to her. 4. Inspiration on a train. The birth of Harry Potter. In 1990, while traveling on a delayed train from Manchester to London, an idea struck her fully formed. A young boy who had no idea he was a wizard, destined to change the magical world. She didn't have a pen, so she imagined everything in her mind. A school of magic, its professors, house names, spells, and a dark villain. That train ride birthed Harry Potter and the wizarding world. 5. Personal tragedy. Coping with loss. Shortly after this breakthrough moment, Rowling's mother passed away due to multiple sclerosis. This was a life-shattering loss that deeply affected her. The pain and grief later shaped the emotional depth in her writing, especially themes like loss, love, courage, and death. Rowling admitted that Harry's struggles and pain often reflected her own. 6. A troubled marriage and moving to Portugal. Seeking change, Rowling moved to Portugal in 1991 to teach English. There, she met a journalist, George Aarons, and married him in 1992. Within a year, she gave birth to her daughter, Jessica. But the marriage was abusive and fell apart quickly, forcing Rowling to flee with her baby back to the UK. She arrived in Edinburgh with little more than a suitcase, a baby carriage, and the first few chapters of Harry Potter. 7. Life on welfare. Homeless and hopeless. In Scotland, Rowling had no job, no money, no support, and no home. She stayed in temporary housing, struggled to feed her child, and lived on government benefits. She described herself as the biggest failure I knew. She was diagnosed with clinical depression and, at her lowest point, even experienced suicidal thoughts. But even in those dark times, she continued writing, scribbling chapters in cafes, while her baby slept beside her. 8. Writing in cafes, creating a magical world from rock bottom. Rowling often wrote in cafes, such as the Elephant House and Nicholson's Cafe. She couldn't afford heating at home, so she went to cafes for warmth and wrote for hours. She wrote longhand on scraps of paper, slowly building Hogwarts and shaping characters like Hermione, Dumbledore, Snape, and Voldemort. For her, Harry Potter wasn't just a story, it was a lifeline. 9. Dozens of rejections, not commercial enough. After years of writing in cafes, scribbling ideas on napkins, and piecing together her magical world during moments of emotional struggle. J.K. Rowling finally completed the manuscript for Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. She didn't have a computer at the time, so she typed the entire 90,000-word manuscript on an old typewriter, twice. Because some publishers only accepted typed submissions with no errors, she carefully printed the pages, sealed them in envelopes, and sent them to publishing houses across the United Kingdom, filled with nervous hope. But what followed was wave after wave of rejection. Some politely declined, while others didn't even bother replying. Many didn't see any commercial value in her work. Some said it was too long for children. 10. The breakthrough. A publisher finally says yes. After more than a dozen rejections, countless edits, and months of emotional exhaustion, J.K. Rowling finally got a glimmer of hope. Her manuscript for Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone landed in the hands of Bloomsbury Publishing, a relatively small London-based publishing house at the time. Initially, Bloomsbury was hesitant. The book was longer than typical children's novels, and fantasy wasn't considered a commercially strong genre in the late 1990s. From homeless to billionaire, the J.K. Rowling story. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up, leave a comment and click the button to subscribe.